In a world where everyone seems desperate to be seen, there are those who quietly exist in the background. They scroll, they watch, they absorb, but rarely, if ever, share. Perhaps you know someone like that. Perhaps you're someone like that. And the question always lingers. Why? Why would someone choose to remain unseen when the entire world appears to be shouting for attention? It's tempting to assume these people are simply shy, introverted, or socially withdrawn. But the truth is far more complex. Beneath their quiet exterior lies a subtle, intricate psychology, a blend of self-awareness, restraint, and a conscious rebellion against a culture obsessed with constant visibility. For them, silence is not emptiness, it is power. It is the ability to choose what the world is allowed to know and, more importantly, what it isn't. Social media has quietly reshaped the way we define ourselves. It praises display, glorifies noise, and rewards attention. In contrast, those who step back from posting often develop a clarity that most never experience. They watch without feeling the need to interrupt. They think before reacting, reflect before judging. Psychologists have found that these individuals frequently exhibit heightened self-discipline, introspection, and emotional independence. They're less swayed by comparison or the pressure of validation. For many, the decision to stop posting stems from an emotional awakening. Every image, every caption, every story shared online can subtly transform life into a performance. The world doesn't just see you, it measures you. And over time, this constant feedback loop can lead to burnout. The pressure to maintain an online persona, to curate moments for approval, becomes exhausting. Those who step away do so not out of apathy, but out of a desire to reclaim authenticity. They want to experience life fully without the invisible strings of likes, comments, or shares guiding their actions. Silence, in this sense, becomes a sanctuary. It is a refusal to reduce life to highlights. It is the quiet reclamation of moments that belong entirely to oneself. Private experiences, joy, grief, wonder, are kept untouchable, shielded from judgment or misinterpretation. This choice is often misunderstood. Not posting does not mean indifference. It often reflects a deep care for preserving the sacredness of one's inner life. Those who abstain from sharing online begin to see a different kind of freedom. They are no longer tethered to the performance of identity. They rediscover living for themselves, not for an audience. Cooking a meal, walking through a park, laughing with a friend. These things regain their richness, unfiltered and unedited. And in that quiet observation, a kind of mastery emerges. They see more, understand deeper, and feel more intensely. In a world that constantly demands attention, these silent observers remind us that choosing not to perform is not weakness, it is courage. Their invisibility is deliberate. Their restraint is deliberate. And in their quiet, there is a profound, almost revolutionary awareness. Life can exist fully without being broadcast. Not everyone who avoids posting online does so from a place of peace. For some, the silence is rooted in fear, the fear of judgment, of being misunderstood, or of appearing insufficient. Social media creates a subtle pressure that psychologists call self-presentational anxiety, the constant awareness of being watched, evaluated, and measured. Even the smallest misstep, the tiniest unpolished moment, can feel magnified under the gaze of an invisible audience. For many, this relentless scrutiny is exhausting. It drives them away, not because they wish to disappear, but because the cost of visibility is too high. Yet, stepping back is not just about avoiding scrutiny. It is also an act of self-preservation and intentional living. Those who resist the urge to share are cultivating a quiet kind of freedom, one that allows them to experience life without translating every moment into content. They protect their most personal experiences, the laughter, the grief, the triumphs, keeping them sacred, unshared, and untouched by public opinion. In psychology, this is often called psychological ownership, the deep sense that some experiences belong solely to you. Posting online can dilute that ownership, making the personal public and subject to interpretation or judgment. By remaining silent, they safeguard their inner world. This conscious withdrawal also reshapes perception. Colors appear richer, moments feel slower, conversations gain depth. Without the pressure to document or perform, life is experienced in its raw, unfiltered form. Social media addicts the mind to validation through dopamine rewards, creating a cycle of seeking approval. Those who abstain break free from this loop, fostering self-discipline and emotional independence. They derive satisfaction from living authentically, rather than being constantly reassured by likes or comments. Ironically, the quietest individuals online often possess the loudest minds. Their thoughts, reflections, and emotions are rich and abundant. They simply choose stillness over spectacle. There's a philosophical undertone to their silence. Invisibility becomes self-definition. It is a statement that reads, "I exist beyond observation. I'm not performing. I am being." They notice subtleties most people miss. The shifting light on a wall, a fleeting expression, the depth in a friend's voice. Presence, in this context, becomes their most valuable currency. Those who live silently cultivate identity security. They know themselves, even when no one is watching. They nurture relationships that do not require proof, connection that is genuine rather than performative. Their stories, often the most profound, are reserved for private moments, not public feeds. The richness of their lives lies in memory, in personal experience, in intimate understanding. Ultimately, silence does not equal emptiness. It is depth, reflection, and self-awareness. It is resilience in a world addicted to performance, an assertion of authenticity over approval. The people who don't post remind us that life does not need an audience to be meaningful. They show that privacy is not loneliness, that authenticity is not absence, and that the most significant experiences are often those we keep entirely for ourselves. In stepping away from the digital stage, they are not disappearing. They are fully arriving. In their quiet, there is wisdom. In their invisibility, there is courage. And in their restraint, there is the truest kind of freedom. The freedom to live, feel, and grow without broadcasting it to the world.